The Great Debaters Contest is powered by Blaze, by Safaricom, the Youth Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Great Debaters Contest, Meru Edition. I'm your host, Austin Nyombo.
And I am Mariam Bashar. Today we have Ikuu boys going versus Materi girls on a matter that is close to the hearts of animal lovers. Is the burning of ivory an effective deterrent to poaching? We'll have them take the stage now. First proposer, you have 3 minutes.
Kaylee Harray said, "Symbols are miracles we have, recorded into language." Elsimo Kiri Materi girls, here to propose the motion. The burning of ivory is a great deterrent to poaching. The burning of ivory is symbolic, and we completely have no doubts in the use of symbols to communicate a powerful message. As our President Uhuru Kenyatta set to flames the 105 metric tons of ivory, he said, and I quote, "This is to send a clear message that ivory is valueless unless it's on our elephants." Simply put, the burning of ivory was to send a strong moral message, not only to all poachers and buyers of ivory, but also to all the patriotic Kenyans and the whole world. Believe you me, there would be no better way to put this rather than having it all over the dailies, the televisions carrying the headlines, "Kenya burns 105 tons of ivory." Honestly, it is important to acknowledge that despite the challenges, our country has made some significant strides to curb the menace. So far, our country has burnt the largest amount of ivory, that is 128 tons of ivory, compared to the 263 tons of ivory burnt in the whole world. And this shows that at least our country has made a certain step to start its way of curbing this menace, this problem of poaching in our country. According to other countries, our country is the first one to have burnt ivory in the whole world, and it has, compared to other countries that have never even cared to adopt the act of burning ivory. This is the right button the Kenya has pressed to signal poachers to go slow on the vice. On my other point is that the burning of ivory is to show the deepest way of expressing our concern for elephants. It exposes our value for them. It shows, it's meant to provoke the action and appeal people of goodwill to rise against the menace. After the first ban in 1989, the trade was banned internationally. That is under the organization of Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species. As we all told that, if these poachers see the ivory being burnt, they'll be affected emotionally and psychologically. They'll be like, how can they burn money out there? Yet this is the thing we are selling to get money. And they'll be having it in their mind that even us, we have to stop this act of poaching. Because poaching is of no help. It's decreasing the animals in our game parks. As the Kiswahili say goes that, uchungu wa mwana aujuaye mzazi. The burning of ivory is to express the pain we have when we see our elephant decreasing in our parks. So please, we have to look at this act. We have to help and campaign to curb the menace. Thank you.
Gentlemen, you have 3 minutes to give us your opening statements.
First off, do you know what? The first burning of ivory in Kenya took place in the year 1989 by our highly esteemed former president, His Excellency Daniel Arap Moi. Now, to respond to my fellow proposers, first off, burning of ivory is just showbiz. Come on. It's for the cameras, nothing else. And once the cameras have gone away, the poachers go back to the forest to look for more hides, more skins, and more ivory. This is shown by the statistics that were released by the KWS, which show that there has been an increase in 10.3% in poaching in Kenya. In the last 28 years, there's also been an increase of 98 tons, members of the House, 98 tons, down from 12 tons all the way to 105 tons last year. If burning of ivory was effective, could this number really be that high? Could we be having these many elephants dying and other animals? Banning of ivory creates a scarcity in the world ivory market, thus reducing the supply, and this energizes the poachers as there's an increase in price. For instance, let's take it this way. There's a scarcity of something in the price. Of course, the demand will go up, and when the demand goes up, the prices will increase. And when the prices increases, it will encourage me as a supplier to go out and fetch more items for me to sell. So in the meantime, the poachers will go back to the forest, get more ivory, poach more animals in order to get that higher money. The above illustrations that I have given, they show that there's actually no deterrence when you ban ivory. They only encourage poaching.
Thank you. Materi Girls, we'll hear your rebuttal. You have 3 minutes.
An African proverb goes, if you want to go fast, move alone. If you want to go far, move with others. Faith Joy, here to propose the motion. The banning of ivory is a great deterrent to poaching in Kenya. First, I would like to counter my worthy opponent. He just stated that the banning of ivory is only for showbiz. I would like to say that the banning of ivory, it brings about a lot of international awareness, as we can find out that the market for ivory is not actually located in Kenya. It is located in the countries outside Kenya. Most of the buyers of ivory are actually located in the Far East, places like China. This banning of ivory enables them to have this international awareness that so that ivory can be gotten, so that that ivory will be acquired, the killing of elephants has to take place. And the Kenyans are feeling a pinch. This is something that is hurting the Kenyans because this poaching of elephants is hurting them in one way or another. In the battle against poaching, Kenya cannot go alone. Otherwise, it won't go far. Also goes hand in hand with the Kiswahili proverb that states, umoja ni nguvu, utengano ni udhaifu. I know you all know this proverb. And in this battle against poaching, Kenya is trying to ban ivory. It's a clarion call towards all the countries to come together and help Kenya in this fight against poaching. The market for the ivory poached in Kenya is in other countries in the black market, and it is only by banning of ivory that we will be able to make them aware of the pinch that the Kenyan government is going through. The banning of ivory also shows that the government is serious and cares more about our animals than the amount of money that they will get by selling this ivory. This is evident because so far the government has banned over 128 tons of ivory. According to me, I think that if this amount of the ivory would have been sold, it would have acquired approximately $150 million. This amount of money would have been used by the government, for example, to improve the infrastructure and also to pay the debts that the government has for foreign countries. But instead, the government decided to ban this ivory so that they could send a message towards these poachers to stop doing what they are doing. As I wind up, I would like to say that surely banning of ivory is the best possible moral way of conveying the seriousness in the campaign against poaching in Kenya. Thank you.
Ikuu boys, we'll hear your rebuttal as well. You have 3 minutes.
Well. I'm Isati from Ikuu Boys High School. And I want to ask the proposers. Okay, you have said that banning of ivory creates awareness. What awareness does it create if at all the number of stockpile has increased? If the awareness that it has created was effective, then the number of ivory was to decrease. Okay, and remember, ivory is not only banned in Kenya. So many countries of the earth ban ivory. Okay, poaching is not all about ivory. Poachers are also interested in hides, skins, game meat. But banning of ivory only restricts to ivory poaching. How can you prevent poaching of animals of the cat family, like the lions, where people need the where people need hides from them by banning poaching. How? Ivory is mainly from tusks. But our motion here is how to stop this, how to use the banning of tusks to prevent poaching of all the animals at large, not specifically to ivory, to elephants and rhinos, which produce ivory. To deter poaching, you must start from its base. So, like the ivory that was burnt by President Uhuru Kenyatta, we understand it is a stockpile that was collected in Kenya. So, going to ban this poaching doesn't mean that you've gone to the base of stopping poaching. Stopping the poaching, you must go to the ground, where you start with the poachers themselves. Not waiting for the ivory to be collected so that you can go and burn it. No, start by stopping poaching itself. If poaching is stopped, then it means there is no ivory to be burnt. I hope you're getting me right. Another thing, ivory is just for cameras. When the ivory was being burnt in Nairobi, there was, just here in Meru National Park, there was a man found poaching on the same day. The same day when the ivory was being burnt. So that means he doesn't feel it. How can you eat that? They're busy. The president is busy burning ivory in Nanyuki, yet another man is continuing poaching here. How are you going to stop? How? It can never work. And so, burning of ivory is carnic vanity. It has no aid. How has it aided? And for that, I rest my case.
Thank you very much to the audience. The proposals have been asked, is the burning of ivory by the Kenyan government just for show and to break world records? And the opposition have been asked, if we do not burn this ivory, then what should we do with it? We'll have them respond. Third proposer, you have 3 minutes.
Juliet Mutembei, Materi Girls Center, here to propose the motion that burning of ivory is a great deterrent to poaching in Kenya. Okay, I'll start by answering the question asked if the burning of ivory is not a matter of just breaking the records. And I'll say that, of course, we're going to break the records, but as we break those records, we're going to be communicating a strong message to people out there how deeply concerned and how we care about our elephants. When this ivory is being banned, it creates awareness to the people outside there how deeply concerned about our elephants. And that will intensify the forces outside there to show the forces out there to stop the ivory trade. And that means that the poachers will not have a ready market for their ivory. Banning of ivory is to shame the buyers and the consumers of this ivory. It is said that the high prices fetched from this ivory, it increases the demand, and as the demand increases, that means that it increases the incidences of poaching. However, consider how a person wearing an ornament or using something that is made of ivory is going to feel once he or she sees that ivory being set into flames. How do you think they're going to feel? Do you think they'll have pride in that thing anymore? Do you think they'll see the value of that product anymore? Of course not. Since how can something as valuable as that be set into flames? That will set them thinking, if this ivory, if this product is that valuable, why is the government setting it into flames? And that means that when that happens, that means that the moral message that you are trying to communicate will have sunk into their minds. And that means that they will go easy on their appetite for these products. That means that the prices of ivory and ivory products will go down. And what does that mean? It means that the poachers have no market for their ivory, because what do you expect to gain if there's no market for your ivory? Where do you expect to take that ivory? Nowhere. That means that ivory is still in your hands and you have no place to take it. So that means that ivory is stuck in you and you have no place to take it. Of what use will it be to you? That means that when that happens, the poachers, they will be demotivated. They will see no use in that ivory, and they will be like, What am I going to benefit with this ivory? What am I poaching for if I cannot get anything? First, if you do something, you expect results. And when these poachers, when they're out there to make a kill, they expect results from this ivory. But when that market is lost, when that market is closed, where do you think they're going to get that money from? Of course, they'll have no money. So they will instead venture into other activities. They'll venture into other businesses that will give them results. Banning of ivory is a sensitization campaign to show these people that we care about our wildlife. We care about our elephants. Thank you.
Ikuu boys, you have 3 minutes.
Ocheng Raymond from Ikuu Boys High School. I would first like to begin from the point of the question that you have been given from the audience, that if you are not going to ban this ivory, then what are you going to do with this ivory? I am sorry that our motion clearly states that the banning of ivory is a great deterrent to poaching in Kenya. We are not debating because we are disparate for methods to curb poaching. I have also been moved by one of the points that our fellow proposers have staged here, that what will somebody wearing an ornament feel like after he sees the ivory being banned? Let us agree that we must look on facts. Let us not base this on feelings. In fact, the ornament is there to decorate me. Whether it's gotten from whatsoever the source, I don't care, so long as I am beautiful, so long as I am presentable. There's no point of argument there. As we speak of banning of the ivory, banning of ivory as a way of deterring poaching in Kenya, it does not in any way add value to deter poachers. Because of one, it in fact gives poachers alternative methods to get the ivory. As we say, they become tactful. They think around. Like, to cite a particular documentary, a wildlife documentary that was aired in the NTV some time back last year, whereby some 2 men dressed in game warden's uniform, the KWS uniform, they were masked. What were they doing? They were carving the ivory out of the elephant tusks. And after they carved out the ivory, they left the elephant down in pain. What happens? Then you want to tell me that the government of Kenya is going to come for this ivory and ban it. Let's take it in two perspectives. Let's say that these 2 men were criminals who had stolen the uniform for the game wardens, the KWS officers. Let's take it at that perspective. Then what will happen? After the president sets ablaze the tusks or the ivory, then the poachers will be laughing and saying that we have taken the precious material and you're only banning plastics, simple plastics. If you are to take it in the perspective that these are the same people who are to guard the animals who are carving out this ivory, then we are to say that the first enemies to these elephants or to these sources of ivory are the officers who are supposed to be in charge of the same. Then let me ask you, what about you Kenyan down there who has viewed that these are the officers doing the same? Will banning change you at all? Will it? We must feel it from everywhere. Let's speak of facts, not feelings. Thank you.
Final submissions now. Materi girls, you have a minute.
Hongera Kenya. I so love my motherland. She has led other nations by banning over 128 tons of ivory so far. I would hate to imagine a world without elephants, but that would have been a possible phenomenon had Kenya not brought the world to its senses by banning the ivory in 1989. Show me a country, one country that has succeeded in competing in poaching as Kenya has. And if the country is among the 21 countries that has followed Kenya's example and has banned its ivory. So look me in the face and tell me that the banning of ivory is not a great deterrent to poaching in Kenya. Thank you.
Gentlemen, you have a minute as well.
I don't think I should speak because it is done. When you tell me that I show you a country that has succeeded out the same, I will tell you of Cuba and United Arab Emirates, where the percentage of the ivory trade and the poaching in the country went down as a result of the setting of the flames in it actually rocketed. Sorry if I am to say. The poaching in itself rocketed. And I am actually to correct you as I end my remarks, that you are asking me to tell you of a country that has succeeded. In short, do not lure me into supporting you. I'll not do that. It is true that ivory has medicinal value. Of the sore throat, the person who was asking for kind of a supplement for the burning, I'll tell you it could be better to donate the ivory to the pharmaceutical industries to assist in the production of the same medicine. So my dear proposers, can you please join us in our camp and say that we can use more effective methods? Thank you.
Materi girls, very, very good bringing out the fields, because it's more about awareness and getting guys to stop poaching. Elsie, I was very, very happy that you had all these facts that were well referenced, and you understood, about the Convention on International Trade and what banning ivory in Kenya actually did for the rest of the world. So I'm really happy about that. Faith and Juliet, thank you so much for the clarion call. Juliet, just one thing, you say that means that a lot. So you need to work on your language to make sure you don't have a repetitive phrase, because after a while, that's all we are hearing. Congratulations to all of you, and all the best.
Collins, I think you started off very well. It's for the cameras. However, you mentioned something about some research about certain figures and everything else. You want to give the source, because nonetheless, they do not qualify at all if there's no source citation. So what's your proposal? As the first speaker, you're the one who's supposed to set the pace. Nonetheless, I think Misati is the one who started setting the pace then by doing that. Good cross-examination as well, Misati. That was commendable. Raymond, you said a statement that carving out ivory from elephant tusks. I don't think that makes sense a lot, because sometimes you would wonder, are these two different things? Very good speaker though, very confident. I think one of us here said you can make a very good politician. I hope you're thinking about it. So I think that's commendable. Audience engagement as well is very amazing. So keep working on that. However, the ending wasn't as good. At some point you mixed yourself up about UAE and whether the ivory went down in terms of demand or up. So you just work on that. All the best to both of you. We appreciate this debate, at least was very engaging. Congratulations.
Materi girls, the judges awarded you 72%. Please give them a warm round of applause. Fantastic score there. Ikuu boys, the judges awarded you 69%, making Materi girls the winners of this debate.
Very well. Congratulations to the two teams on stage. We'd like to thank our studio audience and our viewers back home. Keep the conversation going. Hashtag GDC for SDGs. A big shout out to our sponsor, Safaricom Blaze. I've been your host, Austin Nyambok.
And I am Mariam Bishar. Thank you for watching.
The Great Debaters Contest is powered by Blaze, by Safaricom, the Youth Network.